Hi, this is Far Amazing Adventures, and today I want to continue talking about the Johnstown flood of 1889, or the Johnstown Horror. But before getting anywhere, please press the like button, subscribe to this channel, and turn on all notifications so you won't miss out on anything. In this video, I'm going to talk about another portion of the Johnstown flood disaster, or part 2. As I said in the first video about the South Fork Dam busting due to heavy rains that raised the water level at dangerous levels, and the South Fork Dam being poorly maintained, the massive water gushed out was determined to be at least 20 million tons of water. One of the examples of the flood's power were debris, houses, trees, and trains that were grabbed up and carried by the flood, which raced down the valley till finally it crashed into Johnstown, and everything it grabbed up, including train cars and locomotives, were thrashed around the town of Johnstown. It is estimated that the Johnstown flood was as wide as the Mississippi River and 3 times more powerful than Niagara Falls. Through all this chaos, there was one who came to aid Johnstown and the surrounding area, that with her team would greatly help the victims of the flood. And that would be Clara Barton, who is the creator and the founder of the American Red Cross. Through her efforts and the team of the American Red Cross, victims of the flood got relief during those dark times and the care that they needed. Also, later on, more relief efforts came from afar off to help the flood victims. On the left is Johnstown today. On the right is the aftermath of the flood back in 1889. This is a sketch of the debris that the flood brought, which a lot of it stopped at the old stone bridge, which still stands to this day. When the debris piled up next to the old stone bridge, a fire eventually was started for some reason. Maybe some of the debris rubbed against another, or there was presence of grease that started a grease fire. But amongst the debris and trash, a fire was started which burned for days. Other things led to the dam failure besides severe heavy rain, which could have been prevented, and those would be bad engineering maintenance, bad decisions, and concerns about the dam's welfare in the past that were turned down. I posted this photo before, but in the background is the South Fork Fishing and Hunting Club, managed by Elias J. Unger, also who was second and last president of the club. I had my chance to see some of the cottages and clubhouses that are still standing but are still being restored. They are left over from the old South Fork Fishing and Hunting Club. And these are the pictures I took of them. The South Fork Fishing and Hunting Club was a community of cottages and clubhouses that were next to the shoreline of Lake Conemaugh. They served as a getaway retreat for the rich and wealthiest celebrities at the time. The secretive retreat in the mountains had wealthy Pittsburgh steel and coal financiers and industrialists. Out of those members were Andrew Carnegie, Andrew Mellon, Philander Knox, Henry Clay Frick, and Daniel Johnson Morrell. As I posted before about this house in the part 1 video, this is Elias J. Unger house, which he built in the mid-1880s before the dam busted. When the heavy rains came and started overflowing the South Fork Dam, the main spillway was clogged with debris, so the lake water started rising above dangerous levels. Elias J. Unger saw this and got a crew to try to free up the spillway, suspecting there was imminent danger to the dam structure. After hours of trying, but all failed, the crew and Elias J. Unger gave up, realizing something bad was going to happen. So they turned around and left. Sometime later, the dam gave way. As I posted in the last video, where that river is, as you can see, is where Lake Conemaugh used to be. When I was at the site, I ventured down into the former lake bed. Next to the river, I saw huge stones cut to size, which were remains of a foundation of a structure. That structure was the remains of a control tower that used to be in Lake Conemaugh that helped let water out through the dam at its base through 5 cast iron pipes. In other words, it helped lower the level of the lake in case of overflow issues. And those 5 cast iron pipes came out on a culvert outlet at the base of the dam. This is the photo I took of that stone structure when I was next to the river. Also, a former owner of the dam foolishly removed the 5 cast iron discharge pipes to be sold for scrap. So after that, there was no way to lower the level of the lake should repairs be made on the dam, or if the water levels rose too high. I went downtown Johnstown and went to the Flood Museum there. While I was there, I saw a strange but interesting sight, and that was an Oklahoma house. Back when the disaster happened, Oklahoma houses, which were meant to go to Oklahoma, were sent to Johnstown for the victims of the flood that were homeless. They were meant to be temporary houses, which came in a kit, then were easily put together side by side, nailed together, then served its purpose to house the homeless. Again, they were temporary. Most of the Oklahoma houses were torn down, taken away after the occupants got a better house, or if they stuck around longer, they eventually were abandoned, rotted away, and were condemned. But not till the early 2000s, a house was found with occupants still in it that later on was confirmed it was the only Oklahoma house still around. When the Flood Museum found out about the last surviving Oklahoma house, they bought it from the occupants and had it moved near the museum. Then they refurbished the house to its original format, or how it appeared in the 1800s. And that's it right there. How this house survived all these years without rotting and destruction is an overwhelming wonder. The fact that it was just a ready-to-make type of house that's supposed to be temporary, and the fact that these Oklahoma houses didn't do well in cold winters. Also, how it survived the floods that Johnstown faced in the later years was just amazing, and a mystery. Okay, that wraps us up. If you like what you got out of this video, comment below, and please like and subscribe to this channel, and thank you for watching.